This is the Toledano Chan B 1.3R 18 karat gold ripple dial. An absolute mouthful, kind of a ridiculous designation for a watch, but admittedly, this is a ridiculous design, a ridiculous execution on a number of different levels. I think it's ridiculously cool. I think it's ridiculously unique and potentially ridiculously overpriced. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the funky. Before I do that, let me shout out Exquisite Timepieces. They're an authorized dealer for 60 luxury brands. They're an awesome place to buy a new watch. I've linked them below. Now let's talk about this. Grade 5 titanium throughout, and that's a mix of brush and matte finishing. I don't see any areas that have a high polish finish. There's a solid 18 karat gold dial with a hand-finished ripple pattern that is unique. It's beautiful. It invokes movement. It's very dynamic. It looks awesome under the macro lens, and it looks equally beautiful from arm's length. Here it is next to my 40mm day date, just so you can get a sense of how the gold tone looks. It's brighter. It's more champagne-like than the reddish hue of Rolex-made gold. It's also far warmer in tone than a chunk of pyrite. I have a chunk of cubic pyrite, which is a lot, lighter, but I thought looked pretty cool next to this very funky design from Toledano Chan. This watch is limited to 350 pieces. It's never going to be repeated. It is a single run. Once these sell out, it's sold out for good. And the design inspiration, some people say, yeah, it's just kind of a modern version of the Rolex Midas or King Midas from the 70s. And I certainly see that design inspiration. There's definitely those tones in this watch. But Toledano Chan also say that they've taken inspiration from Marcel Breuer's Whitney Museum, which is a contemporary design, a contemporary building that you can really see, especially in the window areas, how they've incorporated parts of that building into this brutalist contemporary watch, this very funky design. This has polygonal shaped sapphire that really creates a lot of visual interest. Very dynamic to see that wave pattern, that hand finished ripple, how that changes with the light coming through, with that light refracting based off of the form of the crystal. If you zoom in, you'll be able to see Swiss etched in the bottom portion of that crystal form. There's also modified Dauphine style hands. They're a little bit irregular shaped, just like the case, just like the bracelet, just like the crystal. I have to say this is a Swiss-made watch. The bracelet is manufactured in China but finished in Switzerland. The finishing, the horizontal brushing here looks really good. The watch grabs your eye in natural light. But I do want to mention, if you have larger wrists like I do, it's going to be a bit tight. My wrists are 7.3 inches, and I would like to have another link here just for my own comfort. Bear that in mind if you have larger wrists. You're probably going to need to order another link. Now, I think this watch is all about the art. It's all about the expression. It's about the form. It's about the flow of the lines. And it's certainly about having something unique on your wrist. I admire the fact that Toledano Chan did not place any branding on the dial. There's no logos. There's no text. There's not even a seconds hand or hour indexes. There's only this beautiful ripple dial that's hand finished. No ripple dial is going to be exactly the same as another one. I appreciate that. If you turn the watch over and take a look at the case back, you'll see Toledano Chan just engraved on one side. That's the only text here found on the grade 5 titanium. Now, I want to say something before I maybe get a little bit rude in this video. The first thing I want to say is I really admire the passion that's expressed with this watch by Toledano Chan. I love the funk. I love the fact that they're not conforming to the more expected traditional independent type of product or brand direction. I love the fact that this is so different. that this is so artful. I love the fact that if I wore this watch around, only the most enthusiastic watch fan would even recognize it. But I think a lot of people would notice, they would notice this watch. It would be appreciated by the masses. It would be a talking point, or at least with those who love Cybertrucks and modern art. Now, here's what I don't love, and it's the price. Full retail price is $10,200. And even with a solid gold dial, that seems high to me, especially considering the fact that this has an SW100 movement inside that's not particularly beautiful, doesn't, have great specifications, it's not finished to a high degree. If you're spending 5 figures on a watch, I don't know, you really want to have a better movement than an SW100, but that's just my opinion. I'm sure there will be 350 people in the world that will be interested in this watch, regardless of the movement, regardless of the $10,200 retail price. But I see the appeal of this as very niche. In fact, I think most people watching this video right now, they'll take a look at that price. They'll take a look at this cool and ridiculous watch, and they'll just go, they'll be in complete incredulity about the retail price. They could potentially see maybe spending $1,500 or up to $2,000 on it, but over $10,000, I think a lot of people will find that insulting, but those aren't the target demographic here. Those types of watch collectors, they're going to spend $10,000 on a hand-finished Grand Seiko or a hand-assembled Glashütte original, not necessarily a brutalist, titanium, contemporary micro brand. So if you are one of the 350 that buy this limited run from Toledano Chan, my hat's off to you. I think this watch is funky. I think this is cool. I'm a little bit jealous that I don't have that in the watch budget to spend on something like this, a wild card watch like this. I hope you find absolute joy in wearing it. What a world we live in. Share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching this video today, and I hope to see you again on my channel in the future.